Episode 2. A lot of crazy things have happened, or not a lot of crazy things, but some things like the debates. But I'm here with Jude and Trip. We were supposed to have another host, but she had some technical difficulties. It was a whole fiasco. But
hopefully she'll be here for the next episode.
Hopefully, I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe just crash out. She wasn't able to join the first one. Now she isn't able to join this next one. There's another talk of another host joining. It's a lot, and we're only in the second episode. So, but
we already have people trying to join. We're just not famous,
I guess. But have you guys been since 3 days ago? Or 2 days ago?
Not too much has changed, considering it's only been 3 days.
2 days. What about you, Trip? Sounds like a very fulfilling 2 days. Right. Well, on like other topics other than the introduction, the Trump and Biden debate, that was very interesting.
One of the worst debates I've ever seen, but
it was. They were addressing good topics. We'll get into it later, but Biden wasn't all there.
He was a little bit,
He was a little bit confused over he was.
Crashed out a little bit.
I don't think he crashed out. He was confused. Why did he get so quiet?
I don't know.
All right. So, let's, well, nothing's happened with me recently. Trip, I don't even know what happened with him. But, yeah. The first episode, it was mostly about politics, even though that's kind of like the main basis.
We don't want this entire podcast to be solely about politics.
Yeah. So, I guess let's suggest something else.
We'll talk about like different topics here and there. Of course, the main topic of every episode, or at least most of the episodes, are going to be politics, but it's not going to be all we talk about.
Yeah. All right.
We want to diversify.
Let's start it off with what do you think about social media challenges? Are they good or bad?
It depends.
What do you mean by that?
Challenges? You mean challenges?
It depends. Is it like a harmless challenge, or is it like the Tide Pod challenge?
They're all stupid.
I mean,
they're all stupid, but
I don't know. I think it's called
extent.
I think it's called the skull crushing challenge. It's where it was a while ago.
Wow, what was it?
It's where someone jumps. There's 2 people on the side, someone in the middle. The middle dude jumps, and the 2 people on the side kick the back of the dude's leg so he falls and he hits his head on the back of the floor. It's called it's called skull crushing because it actually can break your skull or something like that. There was a couple teens getting hurt from it, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about them. The one chip challenge.
The one chip challenge is another. It's more in the gray area of challenges.
Yeah, it's you have to be experienced in spicy stuff to,
you can't just just go for it because it's really spicy. That's
there has been. I think there was a teenager. Don't fact check me on this, but I think there was a teenager who had died.
I know what you're talking about. There was a teenager who died.
Yeah, but what about the Hawk Tuah girl? Trip's favorite woman in the universe.
Huh?
The Hawk Tuah
Honestly,
girl?
I believe I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was no solid proof that the chip was the cause of his death. But people are kind of just
what chip?
They're kind of it probably is if we're being real here. But
who are you talking about?
He could have
the guy who died from the one chip challenge.
Oh, I was started talking about something
Maybe
else. I got confused.
reaction, maybe
Oh,
something
sorry, but
stomach
yeah,
issues, maybe.
the guy who died from the chip it's not 100% like confirmed that
Yeah,
the chip was the reason that he died, but
it had
it's the
something to do
leading
with it.
reason. Like like they have probable cause to believe that the chip
Oh,
is the reason why
all right.
that happened.
All right, and back to the topic I was saying before we all got confused here. The Hawk Tuh girl, she was on some sort of like how TikTokers go around like streets and they interview people.
Yeah.
Well, this guy was asking a question and this girl said, I sound weird redoing this. She said, Hawk Tuh, spit on that thing. Like something Chip would say.
Okay.
I don't know why he isn't talking. He's usually talkative.
We didn't
But
fall asleep.
there was a lot of talk saying that she got fired from daycares and stuff. It was confirmed to be false. But she went into hiding. Like she's in this small community, this small town in Tennessee. Um she
And
went into like
passing.
hiding. Yeah. She went into like hiding and like the small town's kind of like protecting her. But she isn't saying it's like she isn't staying too far out of the limelight. She made a
Mattel.
merch brand where it's just a bunch of Hawk 2.
Hawk 2.
No,
Mattel.
not Hawk 2. What?
Did you know that Walt Disney is in a Carol pod?
I did hear about that. I don't know if it's true. Is it true?
Did you know that Theodore Roosevelt was the best president?
Oh my gosh. What do you guys think about this one? U.S. soldier charged with essaying a teenage girl in Okinawa, Japan. I don't know if I said that right. I could have botched the name.
Say that
That's
again.
just a common case of pedophilia. It's not really much to think about that one.
I mean, it's Trip. It is Trip's favorite country, though. I
What?
mean, what do you guys think about like people who do that? Do you think that they're super evil?
I don't think they're the most evil people on the planet. The most evil people on the planet are people who kill kids.
Yeah. I mean, not even just kids, like people in general, like people who kill people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but like especially children.
Yeah.
Like doctors, they've killed people, obviously.
Mhm.
Whether that be because like they're pulling the plug on somebody on life support, or whether they make a
Okay,
mistake
well,
in surgery,
the
or if
life
they just
support,
lose somebody.
the life support thing where you pull the plug, that's kind of like it's kind of like an iffy subject because there's some cases where like they're probably never gonna wake up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
And it's better
uh,
to just kill them. I don't want to say that. It's better to just put them out of their misery because like
yeah, to
they're barely
end
alive.
their suffering.
Yeah,
End their suffering. Yeah,
but
and
no,
yeah.
I mean people who do SA, um, people who do that like they are really bad. But it also comes down to like human, what do I call it? Like human instinct kind of. Like when it comes to having intercourse, you know what I mean? Like all
No,
humans
no,
get
no. Elaborate. I'm a bit confused on what you mean by that.
like all humans get like an urge to mate in a sense. Or they see someone who's attractive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
left.
Trip left.
I guess it's just me and you.
Yeah, that's fine though. He
Yeah.
was kind of being a little bit of a troublemaker. Anyway,
Yeah, we definitely didn't have to try to record this over like 20 times.
each time being because of him.
Yeah. Um, but like I don't know. Like it I don't want to say that that's why. Like there's people who are dirty minded and do that just to do that. But then like I don't know. It's like a weird subject. It's like a weird kind of thing.
It's
And
it's
then,
a it's a iffy it's a controversial subject to be talking about.
well, not really controversial. I mean, everybody can agree that
It's bad,
SAing or
obviously,
having a sexual interaction with a little kid is bad. That's a complete
obviously, but like
yeah. But like when it comes
it's
down to the mindset of people, there's also people who have mental disabilities. There's all kinds of stuff,
Yeah, it's an iffy subject to talk about.
Yeah,
Which is why I just prefer to like not get involved in anything relating to sexual intercourse. It's just like it's not my business, is what I mean.
yeah,
Like I
but
just prefer to stay out of it.
yeah, and then there's like pedophiles too, but there's the people who do
Pedophiles
that
are
stuff with
way less
minors,
of an iffy
pedophiles,
subject because
and
those are just
those-
freaking pedophiles. Okay, there's a difference between someone who does SA and someone who's a pedophile. Because a
how?
pedophile, 90% of the time, a pedophile is somebody who who gets like romantic with a kid but doesn't actually do anything most of the time.
Oh, like they have sexually charged conversations. It is. I don't know if you can hear
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
raining kind of
kind of like
crazy in my
kind
house,
of
right?
like
Or not in
EDP
my
four
house.
four five.
Yeah.
EDP 445 kind of. He's a pedophile.
And like they get to the extent where they go and try to meet up with the person.
And if it wasn't like a trick and they get caught in the act, they would probably turn from a pedophile to someone who does SA.
No, it wouldn't be SA. It would be
Well,
uh
I mean, if it was like a 40-year-old and an 18-year-old, technically, I believe 18 is the age of consent in the U.S.
I mean,
So
like I think it
that
would be
wouldn't be illegal, but it would be like kind of bad.
yeah. I mean,
No
yeah.
matter what age
It
you are, if it's like not if you don't have consent to do it, then don't do it.
yeah. But what do you
But
think about this? This is
let's try to can we like switch topics? I don't really want to talk about this anymore
yeah.
because it's more of an iffy subject, and I don't think we're really the right people to be talking about it.
Yeah. Well, here's some crazy news.
So
Um
yeah, let's try to change the subject.
it's kind of like on the same topic. It's like right there. Um so the Olympics are coming up. Let's kind of ease into this
Oh,
conversation. The Olympics are a very big thing. I don't know. Did they have the Olympics when COVID-19 was going on?
oh no way, no. Of course they
They
didn't.
they had it in 2021?
I don't think that I had it in 2021 either. I think they restarted up in 2022.
Oh.
Let me see. Let me actually search this up because that's
Yeah.
actually like a really good question.
Like I
Olympic
never wanted to like fact check it cuz like I think about it and then I forget to fact check it.
When did the
It is
Olympics start after COVID?
it is raining
Oh, it was
really hard.
2021. Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually really surprising. I thought because 2021 was still kind of like COVID was
COVID.
still a big thing at the
Like
time,
they had
but
to wear
yeah, I guess
masks, but
not.
they already had the vaccine out.
Oh yeah, they already had the vaccine, so it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized 2021 was kind of when like sports started showing up again, like NFL, NBA, all that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
yeah,
like
it
in
makes
the
sense.
Olympics, you have to represent your country. Like the team has to represent their country, right?
Yeah,
So the Dutch volleyball player, let me see if I can pronounce this right. Steven van de Velde. I I probably said that.
just try your hardest, man.
Dude, I said that so bad. I'm not gonna say it in like some accent. Um he was jailed in 2016 for raping a 12-year-old girl.
Whoa,
Yeah. And
whoa! I was
he's
not
been
expecting that.
yeah, it's kind of a big shebang in the face. But he's been qualified to compete in the Paris Olympics next month.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very surprising, actually.
I mean that kind of goes back to the topic of like or not really goes back. It kind of goes back to like or not goes back. I keep on saying goes back. It kind of goes to like people can change, like second chances.
Yeah,
Like like how can I
but
explain it? Like
still,
he
that's kind of surprising.
yeah. Like the Olympics are a big thing and that guy's going to be like one of the dudes who are representing his country for volleyball. You know what I mean?
You said he's a Dutch athlete.
Wait, what?
You said he's a Dutch athlete.
Yeah, Dutch athlete.
Well, I guess it's obvious what country he's like doing his thing for, but
Yeah. But
like it's not a bad thing per se. It's more of like a surprising thing. You don't expect that.
well, no. raping someone is a pretty bad thing. But
Well, yeah, obviously, but
and
like,
especially someone that's young, like a 12-year-old, like it's like
it's already bad, but when it gets to doing it to a child, that's when it gets really bad.
yeah, like they haven't even hit their teens yet. You know what I mean? Like you got to think how that
Yeah,
situation went
so
down.
yeah, but
But I've always believed in giving people second chances, and if he changed, then I'm proud of him. Like
like, do
go
you know when he did this?
2016.
Oh, then that was a while ago. It's smart to give him another chance.
Yeah, I would too. I bet you he got his life ruined for a while from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like no, like pedophilia, how deep that rabbit hole goes, and how little there's companies that care about it. Like like there's a lot of online predators on there, and I'm not gonna say which game, but I know you know what I'm talking about, Jude. They
Believe it. Oh,
yeah, you know.
on the virtual reality device.
Yeah. Um it's probably not even what you guys are thinking as well. It's like it doesn't seem like this stuff would happen in this game.
Basically, it's not VR chat.
Yeah, it's not VR chat. VR chat has some weirdos in there, but half of them are adults, so
99% of the people who use VR chats are adults.
yeah.
And if you're a kid using VR chat, you're asking for it.
Yeah. Hey, don't say that.
Well, not for that, but I mean, you're asking to get like to see some bad things.
Yeah, I guess like adult topics. Like you're asking not asking for it, but you're undeniably gonna
Inappropriate
see
topics.
adult topics is what you should say.
Yeah,
But
not asking for it, but you should be ready for it.
yeah. But there was this game, not gonna mention it. There was this game that is actually working with some of these dudes in a sense. Like these guys,
Yeah, actually.
even me and Jude, we've had to deal with some of these guys. It was a pretty fun time. We pulled a couple sting
Yeah,
operations.
one of the guys, probably the most like popular one of these
No
bad
name dropping.
people. No name dropping, but he's a big figure in that game's community, and
Mhm.
we had tried to deal with him,
But
but it didn't
it,
really go so well, and
and like
we had to kind of back out
we had
because it
to.
was really risky because the guy could do like bad things to us. So it was just best if we didn't.
And it was we were working in a with a group with a bunch of other people. We're connected to big people. We're not gonna name drop, of course. But then we just kind of dropped it. I ended up quitting or not quitting, backing out. Even though I liked catching all those guys, you know. Um,
Yeah, but
like you
it
know.
just get to at a certain point it gets a bit too risky,
Yeah, like
like
a
for
lot of
us.
times it got too serious. But off of that topic, like there's a lot of companies, not even games, that work with people like that. Like I don't know if you remember one person we talked to. Um the person who was like I don't want to give out too much details, I guess accusing him of doing something. You know what I'm talking about? How
Oh
he was
yeah,
like working with Monster or something like that. Some energy drink, not Monster. I'm not gonna belittle Monster's name. But some sort of energy drink company.
yeah. I think so. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, like there's a lot of companies that don't do nothing about it, and it's crazy. But
It's
it's
bad.
mostly all for the money though. Like it all comes down to the money.
And also, a lot of the time, they're not super aware of it, or
Mhm.
they think it's not as serious as it truly is, because they don't know what extent it has gone to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bad. It's bad that they don't do more about it.
Mhm. Like do more digging and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
like
but like, let's be honest. What are we to do about it, though?
yeah, like there's always gonna be people like that. It sucks to say, but like there's people
There just
who
is. It's just the truth.
there's people who are always gonna do that, and it's good to get a lot of
It's a
them put
horrible
away.
truth, but it's just the truth.
Yeah, it's good to get a lot of them put away, but I don't know. It's a crazy subject.
And not all of them get to like roam scot free. Like one of the biggest, I guess, like what like pedophile catchers would, I believe, is Chris Hansen. I don't know who it is. Freaking
Chris Hansen is not. He catches people. I think he still does.
yeah, but he got people like in prison. He sent people to jail,
Yeah. Or like
and even
Jeffrey Epstein.
like
That was a pretty crazy
ruined
story.
some people's lives. Which I'm
Yeah.
not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a good punishment way.
Yeah, like Jeffrey Epstein. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That guy's really funny.
Not funny. He's freaking cuckoo. But like yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things online, and we're not even we're not even that experienced to probably even be saying this, but there should be a lot of precautionary measures to be taken online, especially nowadays. There's a lot of bad things that can happen.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing.
Anyway, this is kind of a depressing topic to be talking about. Let's try and change the subject.
Yeah. And in better news though, um, a dog shelter in where was it? In Texas.
Like a news channel.
It wasn't like it wasn't a big story, but I don't know. I'm trying to get the mood up. A dog shelter in Texas. Um, they found all kinds of puppies on the side of the road, and they took them in, and all the puppies were fine. So we're saving animals. You know what I mean? It's a good thing to save animals.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the main topic. Why we even did episode 2, the Trump and Biden debate.
Oh yes, finally.
Yeah, you got a little way too
Waiting.
excited for that. So
Alright.
let me start things off here with it was a good and bad debate.
The beginning was good and the rest was garbage.
Yeah, but right away, I mean, they were going at each other. They didn't shake hands. They were just kind of like they didn't show sportsmanship. They were out for blood. You know what I
They were
mean?
just freaking pissed off. Well, because if it's your rematch, you gotta be like extra competitive. So
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I would still show respect for my opponent. But Trump had very good points, like when he mentioned the respect other countries give us for like our leadership. Like those were some really good points that he was bringing up. Like Putin, he doesn't like he uses he says what Trump called it the nuke word. I'm not going to say exactly what he said. He said the nuke word a lot, and so did Kim Jong Un. That's what he was saying. And those guys would also use it to Trump, but they wouldn't use it as much. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah. But no, I think it was a really good like it was a good debate. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's just it could have been way better.
It could have. Um, I don't even know what to say about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I have a few
I
topics
don't know what to
on
say
the
about it.
debate that I want to talk about.
Yeah. But I kind of got sidetracked for a second. Um, but when Trump would mention like immigrants and stuff, he would call them like evil people and killers. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Trump gets a little bit too stereotypical when it comes to immigrants,
Yeah. Like I get
especially
it.
illegal immigrants.
I get it. There's some bad people who are gonna come into America. There's some bad
Obviously,
people.
in a large group of people, American or immigrants,
Yeah.
there's going to be a bunch of bad apples, a lot,
Mhm. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be bad,
and
you know?
obviously that includes the immigration group.
Yeah. And it's not even just from Mexico. And that's what Trump was kind of like mostly talking about. There's immigrants from other places too. And it's not just America that gets immigrants. Like there's immigrants that are coming from like where the wars are coming from,
Well,
like Ukraine and
the
stuff.
U.S. is one of the few countries that doesn't really allow immigration completely. Like like
Yeah,
immigration for the U.S. is a little bit different compared to like every other country on the in the world.
yeah. So that's why it's kind of a big
But
topic for America.
that's why it's a very I don't know if controversial is the right word, but yeah, it's kind of like a controversial topic
It's a
because
touchy
a
subject.
lot of people have different opinions on it. Because on one side of the spectrum, it's bad to be treating these immigrants this way, but in another perspective, it's it's like illegal. It's illegal immigration.
Yeah, it,
So it's kind of
it's like
it's
a
more on the side of the like you shouldn't be treating these people this way,
yeah. Like
but
let's go back
you
to
kind of also
2016 here. Don't judge a book by
think
its cover.
about the fact that it's also illegal immigration, not just immigration.
Yeah,
So you got to take that into account too.
but no, like there's always gonna be bad people. But what it seemed like Trump was doing, I'm not saying that he was doing this. It seemed like he was judging all the immigrants are bad people. You know what I mean? And that they're killers and stuff, and that they're evil. He said,
Well, I think he was more trying to like bring across the point that there were a lot more people who got a lot more illegal immigrants that got into the US
hmm
when Biden was president compared to when Trump was president. And he
but
was
Trump's
just really
border,
trying to get that point across to make sure that everyone is aware.
yeah.
This man brought in a lot of illegal and bad people into our country.
But
Obviously, not all of them are bad,
there's
but
also
he wants.
a, there's also a big reason why there's a lot of evil and illegal people that are trying to come to our country. It's because like we're advertising ourselves as the land of the free, you know what I mean? Like we are the we are the saving grace for all the democracies. Like we're the different ones. Like we are the ones with hope. Is what I'm trying to say. But like when you get here, there's a lot of not now really. There's still a lot of it, but there's a lot of conflict and a lot of racism and a lot of judging based on people's
Just
appearances.
problems.
Yeah,
It's like
and it's not even problems with our government. It's
a
more
lot of people
problems with
think of the US as some like perfect country where you're able to
Mhm.
live your best life there forever. But
Mhm.
in reality,
Yeah. I mean, and then it also comes down to like,
obviously
um,
you got to appreciate your country. You got to love what your country does for you.
yeah, but
A quote
like
by one of the greatest Americans, but like still.
I'm thankful that I live in America. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
because
other countries,
there's a lot of worse places that you could be. So
especially now.
you can't completely hate no matter where you are. You can't completely hate where you are because that's just bad.
Yeah, you can't. It's I mean, I get
Like
it, you know.
it's bad to completely 100% hate the country that you live in.
Yeah.
Because then like no matter what, you're gonna be unhappy because of where you are. So it's just like best to always try and be positive and look at the good sides of what your country has to offer for you and what you have to offer for your country.
Yeah. Like we can be thankful that we don't live in North Korea. That's
Yeah, that's one place it's okay to be like you don't like it's okay to not like where you live. That's
yeah.
one place you don't want to live.
Yeah. And especially
Very well
any
be
places
born
that
there.
are
If
in
you're
war right
born
now.
there, if you're born in North Korea, you're not leaving.
I mean, there's just some people who have left.
Well, the few people that have left kind of made it impossible. I don't want to be mean to the lucky escapists of like of North Korea, but because of their like because they escaped, it's almost impossible for anyone to escape now.
Yeah, like they have high security.
They improved their security way like a lot,
Mm,
like everything, because they don't want that to happen again. So
yeah.
obviously the people who escaped, it's not their fault, but it's kind of just like a result. It's a sad result of what happened.
It's the consequences. Like it's the karma of their actions. in a
They take
sense. Like,
consequences of their actions because what they did was the right thing to do.
well,
The
it's
hell out of that
karma.
place.
It's karma. Like, there's good karma and there's bad karma. There was like two branches of their karma. There was like the good karma. They left North Korea. They escaped the. They just.
And they got to live in the U.S. and tell their story. But
Yeah. But the bad side is how it's harder for other people to do the same thing.
the only person in North Korea who has access to international media is the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning he could go and see the story of like one of the escapists and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's how she escaped. Let me make sure that can never happen again."
Yeah.
That's why it's another
And
thing.
there's this
If
girl. I remember this is even why I'm bringing it up because I was thinking of this story. This girl, I don't know her name, but she told how she escaped. She was telling them how she like the full exact story how she was able to escape North Korea. You know what I mean? Jude?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, but kind of got off topic there for a second, just for a little bit.
But yeah. All right. Now that we're done with whatever we just talked about,
No, we
I'm
should
gonna
talk
bring up
about the talk about it.
some topics, some highlights of the debate, and we're gonna give our opinions on them. Okay.
All right.
So starting off with Biden saying that Trump plans on pulling out of NATO.
Oh, I did hear about that. Um,
Now, I don't personally, I don't believe that Trump is stupid enough to do that
yeah,
because the U.S. is one of the biggest,
countries
they're
in
one of
NATO.
the biggest countries that were to endorse NATO,
Yeah,
but it's still a possibility. You never know what Trump will do if he becomes
yeah,
president.
yeah. Right. Um,
And also, if he does pull out of NATO, that probably means that he won't be supporting Israel or Ukraine as much.
as much.
He probably still will, but
Yeah. I mean, let's kind of go to this year. Who do you think won the debate? I mean, it seems kind of obvious who
I
won.
honestly think Trump won the debate
Yeah, it was kind of obvious. Biden,
because Biden didn't know how to freaking string a sentence together.
yeah, like, and I hate to say it, I really do. I really do hate to say it. Even though I'm rooting for Biden to win, um, you know, but like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, he seemed confused. Like he was always staring. He was staring off into the distance.
He was, to me, I think he was just way too nervous. He was so nervous,
Yeah,
and that's something you can't have when you're doing your debate
especially
for
for
to
the
become
president.
the president of the United States.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. I think Trump did win, but there's always other debates. You know, there's gonna be a lot more. Election isn't
Yeah,
until November.
yeah.
But yeah. I mean, what do you think about Biden's like? What do you think about when Trump said the economy, like the economy got all crazy whenever Biden was a president? And let me just start off what I'm gonna say.
I mean, to
I
be
think
fair,
he's
he
right.
wasn't completely wrong because,
Like when he
think
got
of it.
elected, gas prices went up, food food supplies went up.
Yeah, because um, that's actually another one of my topics. Um, Biden is aware of the inflation problem, but does not have a completely straight plan to combat the inflation going on in the United States.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a completely straightforward plan to help the United States during this financial crisis.
Hmm. But I mean, both presidents they did a lot of good for America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in recent times. Like Biden
Probably the most important thing that Trump had done during his
was COVID.
presidency was he launched like one of the biggest like space administration thingies,
Oh yeah,
and that was a very big thing because it means we could explore space a lot better, and it just helped a lot
hmm yeah.
with you know like
Biden,
space
he kind
discovery.
of took over while COVID was still going on. He had to figure out a way of how the kids of the nation are going to be able to go to school in a sense. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think Biden was the one who came up with that.
I don't know it was Vice President Kamala Harris, but let's say it's Biden. But like he helped figure out
It still happened under his presidency.
yeah, he
No,
helped
wait,
get the
wait,
COVID
wait.
vaccines out.
We mostly did online schooling in 2020 when Trump was still president.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, and 2020 was when online schooling became a big thing.
No, it wasn't. It was 2021 and 2022.
Wait. I remember in my fifth grade year fifth grade year.
That
So that
was
would mean
2020 and okay, it was late 2020. Like late 2020, I mean in like December. Or not December, October.
October.
Yeah.
Trump was still president at that time, so
Okay, but then Biden, he took over pretty soon after and it was I don't know. It was that's I need to learn more about that before I start talking about that whole shebang.
yeah, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
All right,
I
let's move on
don't
to
know.
our next topic.
Like Trump and Biden, they were clashing, you know. They were
They were
like they were throwing jabs at each other, especially Trump.
after what happened last elections debate. They had to mute the opponent's microphone.
Yeah. That was
That was wowie zowie. But it was one of the greatest debates. I like that one a lot.
yeah. Um I like I don't know. I think it was a good debate personally. But what's your next topic? I know you were kind of
All
excited
right.
to bring out a couple topics here.
All right. My next topic is Trump tried excessively to justify the January 6th riot.
Oh, okay. I was going to bring that one up. I think that it wasn't Trump's fault mostly. Even though on Twitter he was kind of sparking the fire. The fire was like it was starting, but he was adding the flames and the sparks and everything else. He was igniting the fire. I guess do you want to call it that?
He was adding fuel to the fire.
That's what I was looking for.
There was already a fire, and he just made it worse.
Yeah. And I don't I think that whatever his fans did was completely wrong and they shouldn't have done that. And at the end of the day, I guess it does kind of go to Trump that was his fault. He
It was
didn't
mainly his fault.
he didn't try to go down and stop it because he was still kind of like in charge in a way. Not
Okay,
fully.
in the end of the day, um, the rioters were under the influence of Donald J. Trump.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's say that. They were under the influence. And they
No,
could
not that
have
under the
been under
influence,
the
but
influence.
not that type of under the influence.
Yeah.
Not the sippy one.
Yeah. Let's pull out another topic from your Magic Hat of topics though.
All right. Next topic is Biden gives a strong comment on Trump's bloodbath quote.
Oh, I didn't get to watch the full thing, so I didn't hear about that. What's that all about?
So basically, I don't remember exactly what he said because I didn't write it down because I'm dirty. But I believe I believe it was in response to the January 6th riot thing that Trump had said,
Yeah.
saying Trump had planned everything out for this riot, and says he gives examples on how he was trying to get this riot to start, including including the mentioning of the bloodbath quote.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that also kind of does relate to what we were talking about. He was kind of instigating
Because
it.
this was near the same time. That's why they're back to back.
Yeah, I mean, no, let's kind of like set a baseline. He was instigating it. He was, in a way, he was kind of encouraging them to do something. I don't fact check me on anything. Like, don't try to be like, well, actually, you're kind of wrong by, but like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know that in a way he was kind of instigating it, and that's why he got banned off of Twitter for so long, banned off
Yeah.
of social media. He got a lot of backlash, including from some of his supporters. Not all of them,
Because
like all of them in the South. You know what I mean? All his supporters in the South, they were kind of not really mad about it, but the other ones, they were kind of mad about it. There's still a couple True Blue supporters. You know what I mean? But
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. That whole riot thing, that was completely nonsense, and it didn't need to happen. Was anybody
yeah.
killed? I don't remember.
There were people who died because of it.
There was. See, yeah, that was tragic, and all because people couldn't handle the loss. That's more of like a Taylor Swift kind of thing. That's something that would happen for a celebrity, not for
Yeah,
the president.
yeah,
Those guys were all adults. Most of them had kids. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the rioters, they probably had kids, bro.
but yeah. All right, let's move on to the next topic.
All right. Hold on, before you
This
get
one
into it.
isn't really too important, but
Wait, before you get into it.
Trump.
Before you get into it,
Oh,
I just want to say how excited you were to talk about these topics.
I know, because I wrote them down while I was doing the other thing. I was like, oh, yes.
All right, go on though.
All right. Anyway, next topic. Um, multiple times throughout the entire debate, Trump commented multiple times saying, um, like about how Biden's son is a convicted felon.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter, he's a nutcase, bro.
He has some problems.
He has some not menstrual. What the heck?
Menstrual.
Mental institute kind of problems. We're not even gonna talk about the laptop. But I don't know if you remember what Trip said in the last podcast about him having cocaine. Is that true?
I think so, actually.
Trip kind of pulls stuff out of his, I don't know.
Hat sometimes, just like his magic hat.
Yeah. But I mean, no. All I know is that I don't know exactly what a lot of his stuff was about. I don't. Do you know? Can you fill me in?
He just like he did a bunch of drug abuse, and he was just like in a bad situation. It was
Hmm.
bad, and his father, Biden, really didn't do anything to help him.
Well, I mean, his dad. I get it. His son. That's his son. That should be one of his first priorities. But he's also the president of America. He's doing a lot of stuff that we also don't see. I mean, like,
Yeah, but like think of President Abraham Lincoln.
yeah, I was thinking, like,
He was like really bad, especially with his kids. His kids weren't doing too great,
mhm.
and he was like the president during the Civil War,
Yeah.
the war that ultimately ended slavery.
Hmm.
So like, and but Abraham Lincoln was still able to take time to for his kids to be happy and take time to make sure that his kids like are doing okay.
No, you're right. You're right. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that, like, I'm saying that
You're
it's
not
okay to just
justifying
let his son do that.
his like him not caring enough for his son, obviously, but like,
Yeah. And I'm not saying
but
that
you
it
can't
isn't
use him being the president
as
as an
an
excuse.
yeah. And even though he could have
Because
got busy, I guess I'm not saying that that was like the reason why he didn't help him. He could have. He could have got him some.
Obviously, yes, he is very busy with being the president, the most stressful job like in the world.
Hmm.
But he still should have been able to put aside at least a few seconds of his time to help his son with what was going on.
Yeah, like presidential seconds. I don't know. Yeah, presidential seconds.
Especially since, let's be honest, there have been many days where Biden didn't really do much.
Yeah. Other than eat
So
chocolate chip ice cream.
yeah. So
I don't know, man. That whole Biden's kind of a crazy one. But you know who is also a crazy one?
whoa.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, what?
Did you not hear he got arrested for a DWI?
It's better than Jojo Siwa getting arrested for possession of cocaine.
Dude, you've talked about this a lot recently. What do you have against JoJo Siwa that you keep on bringing up her cocaine addiction?
I don't know. I just don't like freaking Coco Siwa. Coco
Siwa?
Siwa.
It
Jojo
sounds like a Coke
Siwa.
brand. Coco Siwa?
I'm gonna call her that from now on. Coco Siwa.
Coco Siwa. Dude, that's funny. But like, no. I guess there's a lot of
That was a
celebrities.
genuine mistake, and now it's hilarious. And I'm funny.
Yeah.
I'm a funny guy
There's
now.
a lot of celebrities though, like they like we also don't realize that they're also just normal people. I'm not saying that doing cocaine is normal, by the way.
Well, it's
But
just
like,
because we wouldn't make it such a big deal if it was just like a normal guy.
for real. But like,
Which it kind of stinks that because that's the bad part about being a celebrity. You can do something like an honest mistake that any human can do, but just because you're a popular figure, people are gonna really, really talk bad about you.
yeah, and not even just being a celebrity, being well known anywhere. You know, you
Yeah,
can make a mistake and then boom, everybody knows about
like
it. It's the
sometimes
biggest
you
thing.
can't help but feel bad for freaking Joe Biden. He gets clowned on a lot.
But I felt bad for him watching the debate. Like, poor dude. He's almost
Oh
done.
yeah, freaking
Okay, he isn't almost
Trump brought
done.
up something about like black people, and he
Mhm.
got like horrified. He was like,
Yeah.
bro turned. His eyes were wide open. Bro was scared.
Hmm. But no,
He was like
um,
shivering in his boots with that one.
what was it? Joe Biden, like he's almost how old is he? Like 80 something, 70
He's
something.
81,
How old?
I think. 81.
81. Well, I mean that's almost 90. You know, that's he's closer to
And
the age of
if
a
he gets elected president again, that was actually something that he was asked. They asked him about like how he was the second youngest uh man to be like elected to the Senate.
really.
But he's the oldest man to be elected president. That's actually kind of crazy.
I guess it is, yeah. But I don't know. Like I feel bad.
Love him or
Feel
hate
bad
him,
for
you
him.
gotta admit Joe Biden is a pretty interesting guy.
Yeah. But you know who I didn't feel bad for when I saw his mugshot?
Trump.
Donald J. Trump. Like, okay, I'm not saying I hate Donald Trump. I like him. I really do. But, and this is a big but, like me, I'm a pretty big but. Dude, that was so cringy, bro. I'm sorry, bro. But I feel like, but like,
Whatever.
I forgot what I was gonna. But yeah, like he could. Wasn't it like something to do with like tax evasion or something like that?
Oh
That
no, he
he.
was like hiding important files from the government or
Oh,
something.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But like
Yeah,
he kind of stepped into that one.
yeah, he did it to himself.
Like Biden, he didn't step into having freaking the littlest case of dementia. Like you can tell he probably has dementia, but like it's super
Yeah.
tiny. But like
Okay.
I don't know. What's up?
Okay. Let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I think we should start wrapping it up soon though. We don't want a 71
Yeah.
minute.
There's only two more topics that I want to talk about.
All right.
All right. So this topic is Biden says that if you are to vote for Trump, the U.S. would get each vote for Trump lower the amount of democracy that the U.S. is going to have.
Really?
Because a lot of people are aware that Trump's plan for the United States kind of makes him look a little bit like a dictator.
Project 2025.
Project 2025.
Like, okay, so there's this website where I forget like how it completely works, but they were able to get the document, like the full entire document of what's gonna be happening when he gets elected. And I saw this video when I was scrolling on TikTok, and it said that the word sexual or not sexual, my bad, like sex, like gender, was used over
Okay.
100, not 100, it was way more than 100, like 300 times, I think,
Dang.
from what I remember. Like, and they want to put Christianity into all schools. It said something similar to that, which that's also another iffy subject if we want to go back to that for a little bit. Like,
I don't know.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I
Like,
think it's best not to, but yeah,
yeah,
it's
like, I don't know. I feel like forcing a religion on someone, it's
it's bad, but
bad. Like, it's just, and then people don't understand though. Like,
I'm gonna be
forcing
honest. I feel like
forcing
a
like
lot
your
of the
sexual
things that might
orientation.
happen if Trump, like a lot of the stuff that were put in like Project 2025,
Uh huh.
I feel like a lot of them would immediately, like, people would boycott it and stuff, like,
Yeah,
immediately.
and it has to go through
And then
Congress and everything.
and it also has to go through Congress, everything he tries to
Mhm.
do. So
But say it does go through, like, I don't know. If people think that forcing like teachers, you know how some teachers have like gay flags in their classroom and parents and
yeah,
everybody kind of gets crazy about that because they're somewhat forcing their sexual orientation on the students. Like,
to me, it depends on what grade they're in. If they're if they're in high school, who cares?
if
Like,
their butt
literally, who
cut
cares?
out.
If they're like in elementary school, that's just not a good idea because
Yeah.
they're not ready to learn about
They're
stuff like that.
impressionable too. You know what I mean? Like,
They're very impressionable.
yeah.
Obviously, we're not saying it's a bad thing to be gay. Obviously, it's not.
Yeah.
But they're still too young to be able to make that decision on whether they want to be gay or not.
Yeah. And you know, with anything, like with religion, with the sexual orientation, I mean, I don't care about it as long as it's not like as long as you're not trying to force me to do anything I don't want to do, I don't care. Like you stay on your side of the line and I'll stay on my side of the line type stuff.
Because a lot of the time, it's kind of hard to like. I don't even know like how I would say it, but it's
Mhm.
like how would I say this?
But no, like I saw this video of a teacher. She teaches uh I
It
want to
doesn't
say
matter
this.
what she teaches.
I think it was like it was in elementary. It was either late or early middle school or elementary. And she instead of having an American flag. No, it was kind of older kids, my bad. But instead of having an American flag in her room, like for when they pledge to allegiance and they face the flag, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Instead of having that, she had a gay flag. And I guess one
Oh,
day a student asked her if like since she doesn't have a flag, where do they pledge their allegiance to? And the teacher said she told the student, "There's one flag you can pledge allegiance to," and then like everybody started going crazy over that, which is bad. I'm gonna just say that right now. It's bad. Like you can't say that, especially for what the Pledge of Allegiance means, like in the deep sense. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you're saying it compares to the pride flag, which I'm not saying. I'm not trying to downgrade it. You know what I mean? Really not.
yeah,
But like you're saying that those are two different levels of respect. Like the American flag. Let's put it this way: the American flag, that's like national respect. Like if you're living in America, you should respect that American flag. You know what I mean? Even if
yeah.
even if like early Americans and when America was established, with slavery and all this bad stuff.
Yeah.
Even though that was kind of where we started, that was like the way how they fought for freedom, the way they saw freedom. You know what I mean?
Because this country was formed on freedom.
Yeah. It was formed on freedom,
Anyway,
and the sense was a good kind of sense, but like I don't know. And then there's like civilization respect. Like that's what kind of like the pride flag is. It isn't like there's a difference between national and civilization. You know what I mean? And not
mhm,
civilization, but society respect. That's what I was looking
yeah,
for. Like they um people who are a part of the LGBTQ um whoever like whoever I can't even speak. Whoever like is a part of that group, um, they didn't fight for their freedom. They were the only reason why
true.
they're able to express themselves as much as they can is because of the land of the free, aka America. You know what I mean? Like,
Not
and like
trying
you
to
said,
undermine those people,
yeah,
not trying to
um,
undermine anybody, but it's
they
kind
didn't
of
have
difference
to.
between. There's a big difference between doing the Pledge of Allegiance to any sort of pride flag or the American flag,
Yeah, and
because
then
one is saluting to a group of people, one is celebrating to the country that you live in,
yeah, and that's
and,
why I
and
also think,
saluting in respect of the people who fought for your freedom.
yeah, and then like the land of the free, you're supposed to have like your own preferences. You aren't supposed to be like. There's obviously gonna be people who are gonna judge you for anything, right?
Yeah,
But like you're supposed to be able to believe what you want to believe, and l- not illegally do what you want to do. Not illegally. Keep it legal, please. Don't go around like hurting people.
you don't go shooting people, guys.
Yeah. But no, like so that's why I think that why the 2020 Project 2025 how they want to force Christianity in schools in a sense.
It's
That's
not a good
bad.
idea.
Yeah, it's gonna start a lot of
But
uprising.
if that is to happen, a lot of outrage would happen. So
Mhm.
it's probably not even gonna happen.
And like we said in the last episode, if the government becomes too corrupt, and in a sense, that's kind of like them, Trump and them feeling like they have too much power, where they can control us.
Yeah,
Like how
but
Britain controlled the early American settlers. It says but Tripp said, last episode, it says in the Declaration of Independence that we
if
can
the government is
uprise.
to become too corrupt, we can secede and leave them.
Yeah, like we've done before. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. All that stuff in Project 2025, like it even brings up abortion, but that's a lot
But
of
that's I don't want to talk about any like thing in that area because it's a very controversial topic.
yeah. And maybe next episode when we have more people and we're not talking to us, we can see how they think.
Yeah. All right.
But
Now I kind of want to finish this off, so I'm gonna get through this last topic and then we can end off this episode.
alrighty then, let's hear it.
All right. Trump says that Biden is too afraid to talk to any other countries, including Russia, China, and North Korea.
Mm, I mean, I wouldn't say he's afraid. I think
No,
he's
but
trying. He's in a sense. It seems like he's afraid, but he's
it
trying
is
to
it,
like.
it does seem like he's afraid because
But I think what he's
I
trying
don't
to
know
do is
why.
not trying to start anything crazy. Like, there's too many wars going on. Why would he want to start another one? The
Well,
two
because to me, I
superpowers in the
think
world battling. Like, there's gonna be a couple nukes that are gonna be dropped if that battle goes on for a while.
I feel like if Biden were to go and like speak to the leaders of these different countries and try to talk to them, America is the strongest country in the world.
Hmm.
So he would be able to talk to these people and possibly even like he'd possibly even be able to talk them out of doing what they're doing. Probably not, but
Yeah.
like he could probably um give Putin a price to not take Ukraine, or like he'd probably be able to strike a deal with these different countries to stop doing what they're doing.
And
But
that's
in a
I think that's
sense,
also
he's
what
too
came up too,
afraid
like
to talk to
striking
these
deal.
different countries.
I think that's what Trump said, like how that can also be kind of bad. I think from what I was watching, I think he did bring that up when like how he said Zelensky, the Ukraine leader, he walks away with like 6 million in his pocket every time he comes to talk to Joe.
60 billion.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, like um, you know, what was I gonna say? I got off topic. Um, yeah,
Whatever.
he was gonna like the deals. I mean, it may seem like Biden's pulling a sissy move and doing all that, but I think in a sense that's kind of the right thing to do. And I know eventually that there's gonna be another war. It's inevitable. There's gonna be another war between America and some other country. And as of right now, if there was a war to break out, it would most likely be between Russia, um, China, or North Korea. That's like the most likely kind of scenario.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe they could actually strike a deal. But I mean, what do we know? I'm sitting in my garage right now.
All right. Well, I think it's best to end this episode off here.
I think so. I mean, I guess this is kind of a special, right?
Yeah, we kind of got lucky that we started the episode at the perfect timing before the debates.
Not
But
before the serious debate. Not serious. Before the debate.
before the first debate.
That was the first debate.
Yeah, before the first debate.
Oh, I thought you said before. My bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it was nice to have a one-on-one conversation with Jude and not have a Trip here to interrupt with some random stuff. I'm not saying that I don't like Trip, but it's good to get a break
He's
from
still
him.
he's still like a one of a kind host.
Yeah. And then there was some talks about let's kind of give some updates about what the future of our podcast is going to be. Um obviously follow the socials. Um since we are still kind of small, you should kind of share the videos around, man. Especially last video, we put a lot of even though it didn't seem like it took a long time to edit what we did edit. And like
Yeah.
to the intro and outro songs, it took a while. It's hard work, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying that we deserve it because we did that stuff. I'm saying that it'll be nice. You know what I mean? Just get some traction.
Yeah. It would be nice to see like a little bit of a reward
And
for
it's
us
not like
trying
we
hard,
haven't. There's
but
been some people.
only follow our socials if you're interested in what we were talking about last episode and this episode.
Yeah, well, mostly this episode because now we kind of have like a base of what's
Yeah,
happening.
but also just know there are going to be a lot of episodes that aren't like political,
Yeah, and
that
then there's gonna be a lot more.
aren't about politics,
Then there's gonna be probably a lot
that
more in
are
the coming months that are gonna be about mostly politics,
about politics.
especially when it comes down to like days after debates or a couple hours after debates, and we post the
And
videos.
when the second debate happens, if it's off schedule of when our upload time is, we will break that schedule just so we can make a video immediately
Uh,
about the debate.
immediately.
Not immediately, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, like
Because we're recording this the same day that the debates happened.
that was kind of just chance of luck, but like yeah,
Yeah, we got really lucky, but we would change the schedule for that specific week just so we could get the debates done, get the video about the debates done immediately. But
yeah.
yeah,
And then also what was that? I keep on like spacing out tonight. I don't know why.
probably
There's
just tired.
talks. There's gonna be another host for sure. Her name is Sydney. especially if you
Yeah,
know us in real
she
life.
was supposed to be in this episode, but she had a little bit of problems.
Yeah, like
But
it's storming. It's
we're
storming where we
hoping
are right now.
on Tuesday's episode.
Tuesdays,
We're
yeah,
hoping
or
on
no, Sundays.
Tuesday's episode.
Sunday,
Or no, so on Sunday's episode
yeah, she'll
that we're
probably be
gonna
in it.
be able to that we're gonna be able to be in that she's gonna be there
And then
in that
there's
episode.
gonna be a couple other people who are a couple other people who are probably gonna be guests and then maybe be permanent hosts. But someone else is gonna be Liam. I'm not gonna say his last name,
Yeah.
but
And
the
Boston.
yeah, I'm Boston. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
But we'll see what happens. We can't confirm anything yet without getting
Yeah.
their approval, so
Yeah. But all right, should we end it here?
alright, this is where we're gonna end it.
All right. Play the outro music.